Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more of the Gothic remake. Now, some of you may recall that I've experienced some terribly unplayable frame rates here in the old camp since the last update. So I'm just going to run around a bit, see how bad it can be.
That all by yourself?
Now as you see here, I'm getting some distinct stuttering. Had at least 2 or 3. So this is keeping fingers continuously on the keys and just observing how many times things get really bad. Now, I've had the game on for what, about 15-20 minutes, tweaking and experimenting with graphics settings, and I found 1 or 2 that may have helped. We saw some significant slowdown there. And around here, so I'm checking now.
And it will last longer.
Shit. You stay there, Mud. Checking now to see if the improvements I saw recently might have just been from running the game this long. This area here, all the way round to almost the gate, experiences significant sluggishness and stuttering. And this is actually pretty good compared to what it was like when I first fired up the game. Now, let's talk graphics settings in case any of you are experiencing a similar problem. So, first off, this is pretty much default settings. I don't think I changed anything. If I did, I went with whatever the game decided was best for my computer. I can't remember if it did a detection thing, as some games do when they install, but it does seem to be set pretty high for default. Now, VSync is off. If this setting is enabled, the game will synchronize the frame presentation with the refresh rate of your monitor to prevent screen tearing. This cannot be enabled if NVIDIA Reflex is active. Okay, and we have a frame rate limit which can be applied. I don't know what would be wise, but I did see on the forums that if this matches the frame rate limit you may have set in your NVIDIA control panel, then there'll be a conflict. So I don't want to tweak this just yet. Here in the graphics settings we have something called NVIDIA Reflex, which is turned on by default, and something called NVIDIA Reflex Boost, which is turned off by default. I need to turn off the NVIDIA Reflex if I want to turn on VSync. If I turn on VSync and then go turn on NVIDIA Reflex, it automatically turns off VSync. Now, I'm not sure if my card has NVIDIA Reflex, if it's part of the drivers, or if it's explicitly built into the card, because this graphics card is about 8 or 9 years old now. So reduces input latency by synchronizing the CPU and GPU render pipeline. This can make the game feel more responsive, but may have negative effect on overall performance. Why the hell is this turned on? This setting cannot be changed if a frame generator that requires a specific state is enabled, and it itself requires VSync to be disabled. I do not... Is this a frame generator? Is NVIDIA Reflex Boost a frame generator? Overrides the graphic processing unit's power management to help keep clocks high or ramp up aggressively. That sounds like overclocking and is generally bad for your computer's health in the long term. This can reduce latency further by eliminating ramp-up delays, but may cause overheating or reduced battery life on mobile devices. Well, this isn't a mobile phone, because I don't have one. Overheating can be a problem, especially with the heat wave we've been experiencing recently. And wow, that's a lot of dust on the side of my computer. I just wiped a bit off there. You may have heard a smudge sound. Now, what did I do? I either turned this on or turned this off completely and turned this on. I can't remember, but it did vastly improve performance, one way or the other. So, to experiment, let's try first off, all off, VSync on. I think frame rate I set down to 60. So let's run back through this very laggy area, this extremely awkward part of the camp. This seems to be going quite well.
As long as I don't have to deal with it.
So far, so good, right? Now, I'm not the only person who's experienced performance issues since the most recent patch. Many people have complained of them. This is running a fair bit smoother, and it may very well pay to experiment with some of the other graphics options as well. I should probably... Oh, we got a bit of chugging around there. I should probably reload the save. And let's do that for two reasons. Firstly, to observe if the settings changes have taken hold, or if they are specific to that save only. As in, I need to amend them again. And if this works okay, it's probably what I did. If it doesn't, I can try the other way and see if that works. And then I think, since it's been, what, about a week and a half since I last played, because of the performance issues here in this camp, I will take a look at the journal and check if I know which NPCs maybe... So, wait. Settings, display, on, so those are both off. Okay, so settings carry across reloading. So let us just... Oh, we had a bit of chugging there when I turned left. So it may also just be related to loading a save. He teleported. He teleported backwards. That was very disturbing. And we are definitely getting some chugging and stuttering here. It's not quite the path I took before, but it's still a lot better than at the end of the last episode, and indeed the beginning of this one. And we are seeing a bit too much glint in the lighting on the character, so we may want to turn that down. Although things are looking a bit more pixelated. Wow, those guys flickered in and out and blinked there, that is bad. But overall, things are running a little bit better for us. People have spoken about being able to revert back to the previous patch and things running much smoother. If that's possible, I may need to do that.
Using. This would have been very different.
So we've got reasonably smooth movement in terms of being able to traverse this area, but characters seem to blink in and out of existence, teleport from standing to seating positions. It's not good. So let's try the other option. So straight to graphics, turn this on, both of them. This will obviously turn this off. Maybe keep the frame limit. Okay, we'll turn off the frame limit, see how that goes. And I'm suspecting the...
That smell.
You know... Definitely getting a bit of stuttering as we ran up this ramp here. But let's just nip down back this way. I keep wanting to double press sprint to sprint because I've been playing Of Ash and Steel recently. But I want to run through this section with all these people to see if we get as many issues. A lot less teleporting and people flickering in and out of existence, so that's good. Now let's change it up a little. I want to turn these back off again. Go VSync on unlimited frame rate to see how that affects things. So far so smooth actually. Haven't seen anyone flickering or teleporting just yet. We're talking fairly short range teleporting, like this man who was kneeling down teleported into a standing position without actually rising as we drew nearer. This may be the way to go. Whoa, bad on the turning there. We turned right and the game did not like it. Okay. So I think what we're looking at then is... And this is... Okay, so we'll turn those back on. Because this was the default. And we will run back. You know what I might do? Since traversing this area in the upwards direction is the problem. But I'll take it all the way to the gate anyway, just to see if there's any significant changes. Because hey! Oh, that was really bad, wasn't it? Okay. Yeah, he kind of jumped in there and morphed into place. That's not good. We had another stutter as I stopped moving there. It may not have been very visible. We'll jog back this way. I'm aware this isn't the most compelling gameplay, but I'm trying to fix this. If I can revert to a previous version, like previous patch, without breaking my save and still continue being able to play, that might just have to be what I do. It's interesting. We're approaching the problem area. I will take the usual right-hand turn, sharpish. Okay. See, that worked relatively smoothly, but we had, you know, people popping in and morphing about. And it seems to only be the camps for me for some reason. Now, so try that in case that works. So, what was I thinking? Oh yes, Of Ash and Steel has also experienced some serious performance issues since its most recent patch. The previous patch, some months ago now, marked some significant performance increases, all of which vanished completely, with the new patch reverting it back to its original almost release performance. Okay, so this isn't going as well with a 60 frame rate limit. I may need to set it back to unlimited. And I think VSync was doing a better job of keeping people stopping not popping in, but I may be wrong. So it's possible that the update to Of Ash and Steel did not actually remove the optimization increases, but some Unreal Engine update broke them instead. Take our sharp right hand turn of lagginess. Not quite so bad this time. But definite stuttering on the run up. So go back to removing that frame limit. Even though it seems kind of wise. And obviously it might be nice to reduce some kind of lighting. I just want to do the short run. Halfway. Because if running through that area is only laggy because we've run so far away from it and it needs time to process. So I'm just going to go to here and stop and head back. We've had a stutter already.
Right, if you say so.
So there's probably something horrific like motion blur and ray tracing that is affecting performance as well that I can look into. Okay, that's pretty decent. Now I'll do the whole run and come back to see if it was a, you know, a memory thing with you've been so far away and now you've come back to it, the game has to remember it all again, kind of thing. So we'll go all the way back to the gate and then come back, and if it works relatively well, and it's going reasonably well so far, then I think we'll keep it like this for a bit. Should not have run past that man, we had issues. More stuttering, more... It's going pretty well so far. And of course, a load of guards just whipped out torches, which may also have affected performance as all of them took the action at the same time. Excuse me, just coming through. And now that we've put enough distance between ourselves and the juncture, we shall now return to it and see if we experience a... Whoa, big stutter there, yeah. Not fun. So... I'm not... Yeah, I think it's a memory thing. Interesting.
I like this one.
And probably therefore to do with the size of the area and the amount of details being loaded in, like the positions of all the people. Alright, so we'll keep the settings like that for now, I think. Reload the save. And take a little look at things that we can do, because as it currently stands, we appear to be hitting a number of dead ends. There is a chest we can try and pick. We have to find the blasted thing, of course. So this may just be a good time to review our tasks. And be aware that almost everything out there in the wilderness can and will kill us if we tangle with it. Come on, game. You can do this. There we go. So, let's set foot back inside our hovel. Interesting. That was never locked, but it's still showing the unlock icon. There we go. And for some nasty lighting related reason, he's an albino when in shade. So, no. Okay, here we go. Gang doesn't like that. People, yes. Quests. Right. Forgotten recipe. Double the amount of ingredients. Scavenger breast, potatoes, onions, carrots, solanaceae herb, which grows near water. Cult's recipe. Need to break in and steal it. Need to get good at picking locks. The vanished warder. We've run into the bottleneck of speaking to Snaff about this before being told to speak to him. So he sent Neck to pick mushrooms. May have gone to join the new camp. We know where the mushrooms are. We've been there. We've fought creatures. We have not found his body. It was very dangerous. That may involve more exploring when we're a bit more competent. So, the forgotten recipe. These may be in dangerous locations, but it may be our easiest achievable task. Vanished warder, not gonna happen. Forgotten recipe. Okay, forgotten recipe may be possible. Cult's recipe needs another level and some lockpicking skills and more lockpicks. The lockpicking skill requires money, as well as a level. A ring for fingers, which I'm supposed to steal from Scatty's chest. We don't know where Scatty's chest is. We know where Scatty is. He's down outside the arena. If we go and watch him late at night, he may go to bed and reveal where his hovel is. Casting shadows. That's our general join the old camp quest. We have a letter to deliver. Ugh, sorry guys, it's gone 4 in the morning. So probably can't do that. That's a long one. Get into the old camp would involve... Isn't that casting shadows? Forest needs someone to vouch for me before I can go I'm out. Someone seems to be Diego. Gotta make a good impression. And so far, we got... No, not fingers. Sly. Dexter. That's going to be hard. Sly to find Neck may be easy, may be hard. I'm not familiar with the area. I'll find out eventually at some point. Scatty wants me to fight in the arena. We could do with some more skill first. Whistler... We've got Whistler's approval, so that's something at least. This is the old camp. And we're looking to see if we've found anyone who can take us to the new camp. It obviously won't be any of the Baals. They are swamp camp related. He's a guard who wants money. Dexter trades in the marketplace for herbs and potions, and he sold us the sword. Diego, tough guy. Fingers wants us to steal the ring. Fisk wanted to buy the sword. Fletcher, another guard extorting us. Gorhanis is a Templar. Graham sells maps. Good point, actually. Gravo can put in a good word for me if I ever get in trouble in the camp. So he's a fixer, essentially. Grim, he's a digger, wants to join the shadows. Okay. Maybe competition. Guy told us we could sleep in this hut. Huno, smith at the outer ring of the old camp. His forge is between the arena and the collapsed tower. Really now? Where's a smith?
Nice thought.
Maybe he can teach us some skills. So, arena entrance down here. Obviously it's a bit late in the evening and he may have gone to bed. So between here and the broken tower over there. Not seeing many signs of a forge. Oh! The upper floor of the arena, right? I think we have been there. So, over this way.
Run away, you two.
Was this it? Two diggers.
Let me take a drag too. You got, huh? Come in here.
I want to. Hey.
So between here, is it up here on the right? Yes, there we go. Okay. Uno.
Hey, you.
We have 34 ore. If we could get hold of 16 more, maybe we'd stayed in the swamp camp a little more and traded some more drugs with their drug dealer and sold them back to him. Speaking of which, no. Let's just leave it at that, yeah? We would also need 10 learning points. We don't have any. So, if we can get a level and 16 ore. You don't have a name. Then we can learn here, and that would be great. Okay, let's get back to our hovel. One with the red awning. So, Jackal is a guard who extorts. Jesse, digger. Warned me about Bloodwind. Karim is an arena fighter. Kurgo, a guard. Kyle is the one with his hut in the middle of the path. Mordrag, from the new camp, acts as a fence, trades between the marketplace in the old camp. So he may be able to guide us to the new camp. Trades in all sorts of goods. Mud is mud. Pacho guards the way to the orc territory. Okay, he's a bridge guard. Got it. Scatty is the arena master. Why does he have a... Can teach me how to handle one-handed weapons, so that's presumably he's a teacher. Yep, Sly. Shadow at the old camp. Neck, one of the warders went missing. Went to the new camp, maybe. Well, we know he was sent out to look for mushrooms. Sly wants to know what's going on. Could be an opportunity for me to keep on his right side. I don't suppose I just walk up and tell him he's gone looking for mushrooms. So, Snaff is a cook. Yep. Forrest is the guard who denies me access to the central keep. Torres is fire mage. And Whistler, item in the marketplace, seems to be like the one thing they all agree on, but it's nothing. He wants a sword. He wants back his sword from Fisk. Wait. He wants the sword back. How did... I didn't know it was his in the first place. I just knew that they'd made a deal for him to buy it, and then the deal went sour for some reason. Yeah. Also, Tommy's trying to stay alive. Counts as encouragement, I guess. Okay. New camp, we got Drax and Ratford, the hunters outside camp. He can teach me how to get trophies from animals, which may be very appreciated. New camp, we have Baal Namib, the armourer. Lester helped us getting good with him, but we don't seem to have an option to get him to give us anything yet. So presumably we'd need to get the approval of all the Baals. Core would be a warrior, I think. Darian, trader and armourer. Fortuno, trader. And of course they all try to look as alike as possible. We have meat bugs and mole rats. 2 locations, the old camp and the swamp camp. And many tutorials to look at in the future. Now, we probably have something here we could sell. Oh, that's not bad, is it? But resting will also recover health. This feels more like something to use while exploring. And with that, I think I'm going to end the episode here because it's 4:15 in the morning and I need to do quite a few things after I get some sleep. So I'll say goodbye for now. Maybe some of you will have some thoughts to share on the game's optimization or options I could tweak in the settings menu to make things run a bit smoother. There don't actually seem to be a lot of options. So the display doesn't have a lot of options anyway. Graphics, we've got motion blur, bloom. That's when the light is so glaringly bright it looks bad and unnatural, isn't it? Maybe turn that down a bit. Depth of field, used in dialogues. No, left pronounced blur effects on objects that are not in focus. Oh, okay, yeah, I should probably turn that down completely. Ambient occlusion intensity. Lower values result in less pronounced shadows in corners and crevices. Sharpening intensity, and that's about it really. We've got some colour modifiers to ensure that it stays as washed out and brown looking as it does. These were all the default settings, by the way. We've got low, medium, high, Gothic very high, Alchema overdose experimental. Please note that the Alchema overdose quality preset might only work on very high-end hardware, custom and recommended. So on install everything was set to very high except for wind quality, which can be high or low. And the wind does look pretty unrealistic, so I might tweak some of these settings off camera and see if they help. But for now, yeah, I should probably go to bed. So I'll say bye. Thanks for watching this one. Obviously we've made no progress, but we've run around testing how the performance affects high-speed movement in crowded areas with a few different graphics settings. Not very many really at all, actually. So hope to see you next time, and bye for now.